can't afford to pay rent for me. Asking her to split the rent, I started to just resent her for it.
As a full-time content creator for 3 years, I was broke.
It happened again. More influencers are admitting they're broke.
Yeah, about that. I have made nothing this month as a content creator.
At this point, I should make this a weekly series. The strange part isn't that influencers keep running out of money. It's that they all seem to make the exact same financial mistakes. The first mistake is probably the biggest one. Influencers build a lifestyle around their best month instead of their...
Many people wonder what it would be like to be famous, to be a star. I guess it's the reason why reality and talent shows became so popular in the early 2000s. It was a sort of wish fulfillment, plain and simple. By that time, I'd worked in the television industry for quite a while, and knew it was a
gift for you.
Are you awake? Do you want some water? Or perhaps something to eat? Are you okay? Sorry. This time, I'm going to take matters into my own hands.
A woman who claimed he had attacked in the back of a car. He, of course, denied the charges, but he has been cleared of them. He was facing, guys, 2 charges of the R word and 3 charges of SA. And a jury basically acquitted him, guys, on all counts unanimously on Friday. And, you know, this was very, very big because a lot of people perhaps might not have expected this or could have expected this, but the verdict came in today. I honestly thought the verdict would have came in perhaps Monday. They would have had, you know, a weekend to deliberate. But he, you know, reportedly broke down in court when this happened and the verdict came out, and that he was crying with his defense lawyer, and that his friends and family were crying in the public gallery as well, and that they were really just shocked at everything that happened and what went on. He basically is now no longer rendered as not guilty. He is, you know, seen, well, the courts, you know, the jurors unanimously have seen him as somebody who did not do anything to this woman. And they feel like he's not guilty on all counts. For the jury to reportedly deliberate for 4 to 5 hours, and it unanimously, which means every single juror returned with that verdict that they believe that Michael Ward did not do anything here, it's huge. It's very significant, and I think that this should not be ignored because he's been cleared. Now, will he be able to act again and work again? He should be, but I just honestly don't know how that system works. I don't know if he's able to, you know, work again. I'm pretty sure he will be, but it depends on directors of movies if they want to hire him for their projects, I would imagine. But Michael Ward, has officially been cleared. He's not guilty, guys. He has been cleared of all counts. 5 separate counts of R word you are facing. 5 separate counts of SA R word. Every single count you've been cleared of. Not one juror thought that you were guilty based on the cross-examination of the alleged victim and the cross-examination of the defendant. Not one juror looked at all of that and thought, well, you know what, this lady is lying, or this lady is saying the truth, whatever, sorry, and etc. Now, it could very well be that there wasn't enough evidence to convict, and, you know, that he would. You could look at it from any perspective, but the perspective that you should be looking at is that the courts have granted him not guilty. Now, a lot of people are asking, well, Murad, why did you delete your videos on this whole scenario? You basically disappeared off the map. When it comes to Michael Ward, I'll stop uploading content, but in regards to Michael Ward. Now, a lot happened that was pretty crazy, and even the press have spoken about it as well. Basically, I was called into the court by the judge, and they were basically worried that the traction of the videos, the amount of viewership the videos got of mine, specifically on TikTok, like I'm 700k, 600k, me talking about what happened in court could possibly have scared the jurors. Not scared the jurors, sorry, they would have seen the videos by accident, and that would have caused a big issue. And so therefore I was told to take them down, and that they were gonna, do something for the jurors to ask if they've seen it or not. Then I was called back in, and it was confirmed, good news, that the jurors did not see anything, and that the trial can continue, and it did literally on that same day. But I did think that why would they even be on TikTok? But again, when something's gaining traction, you never really know. Anybody could stumble across something. Social media and courts, it is difficult to grapple them both at the same time. But there were numerous articles via The Sun and BBC and etc. that gained massive traction, if not more, on multiple devices. So I'm not really sure why these accredited press articles themselves weren't being told to take down. I'm not really sure. The cross-examination video, the one that I did specifically, I don't believe it was reported on anywhere else. I didn't see it being reported on anywhere else. So that, I think, irritated a lot of people because I spoke about it, and they basically wanted that to be removed, and that I possibly could have been in contempt. The judge was irritated, and all I did was simply report on what was there. I had court notes.
I live in a world overrun by monsters, where helpless human girls are nothing but tools to satisfy their desires, to avoid being defiled by...
Most people think K-pop sells music. But that is a multi-billion-dollar bullshit. As a Korean, I've spent my entire life surrounded by K-pop. And there are things about this industry that outsiders never hear of. Okay. This is Korean whistleblower report on K-pop.
Before beginning, I don't mean to insult anyone, and I hope you remember that I love cats.
First, why do teenagers have to lose weight and get plastic surgery?
Let's start by looking at how K-pop first began. South Korea's biggest entertainment companies are currently holding auditions for applicants born between 2008 and 2015. The average debut age of K-pop idols is also getting younger. From a young age, they live at the company and devote themselves to training without even attending school. Then, what is trainee life like? Among Korean idol trainees, there's an unspoken rule, the -120 rule. It means your weight should be your height minus 120. Very, very assured. In most cases, it is. People know, so what happens if they don't debut? The company discards them like products. They're simply no longer profitable. And even after they debut, that's often when the control becomes even stricter. Living in company dorms isn't a choice, it's the default. Their travel, meals, schedules, and even personal relationships are often tightly controlled. Of course, it's still better than living freely in Pennsylvania. And for those who haven't made it big, the company's word effectively becomes law.
뭔가 안 어울릴 것 같은데. 네, 맞아. 진짜 맛있어. 진짜 맛있어. 좋은.
I know. It's the path they chose, and it's not for others to interfere with. But am I the only one who finds this culture disturbing?
They don't recruit children because they can work longer or stay good. They recruit them because they are selling.
K-pop has grown from the music of a small country into a global industry worth over $12.6 billion a year. Bang Si-hyuk, the producer behind BTS, is worth around $2.6 billion, ranking 15th among Korea's richest business leaders. But
혹시 K-pop 좀 좋아하시나요? 유튜브로 간간히 듣는 것 같아요. 유튜브로만 간간히 듣는 거. 그럼 요즘 아이돌이나 K-pop 아이돌도 좀 많이 아시는 편인가요? 아니요, 잘 몰라요. 아, 네. 그럼 혹시 K-팝을 따로 소비를 해보신 적 있을까요? 뭐 앨범을 산다거나 콘서트를 간다거나 이런 적 있으실까요?
아니요, 따로 없어요. 네.
this raises one question. Even in Korea, only a relatively small number of people actively spend money on K-pop. And even lesser-known idols are generating huge revenue. Most fans just listen to the music, but how does the industry make this much money? To better understand the K-pop industry, we interviewed a long-time K-pop fan.
가장 많이 썼을 때가 쇼케이스에 응모하려고 좀 그런 거는 좀 많이 살수록 유리하니까.
쇼케이스가 이제 데뷔할 때
데뷔도 있고 이제 컴백할 때도 쇼케이스를 항상 해서
어떤 거를 해야 응모를 할 수 있어요?
앨범 장수당 응모권 하나씩 이렇게 해서.
Every time K-pop idols make a comeback, they hold a showcase. And if you want to attend that showcase, your chances increase the more albums you buy. That's because each album comes with one entry.
이게 줄 세우기라고 좀 많이 산 사람 순으로 팬사인회도 그렇고 무조건 가고 싶다 하시면은 진짜 막 100장도 사고 막 그렇게 하시는 거예요.
제가 중학교 정도 때는 친구들이 그 팬사인회 초청받으려고 CD를 이렇게 키만큼 세워놓을 정도로. 네네네.
K-pop idol also regularly hold fan signing events, but among fans, there's a widely held belief called lineup, that the people who buy the most albums are selected first.
앨범도 이렇게 버전이 다른 똑같은 음악이지만 버전이 좀 다르게
세 가지가 피크라고.
안에 있는 사진들도 다 다른.
네, 컨셉이 다 달라요.
To make fans more willing to buy large numbers of albums, K-pop agencies came up with a trap: multiple album versions. Recently, one album was released in more than 20 different versions. Each version comes with different packaging and photo books. For example, even though they contain the exact same songs, they split them into different versions like this: a standard version, a MAGA version, a radical left version, the American version. Just kidding.
이 앨범 경우에는 하나에 두 가지 버전 포토카드가 있거든요.
Albums also come with photo cards of the idols, since each album only includes one or two. Some fans buy multiple copies just to get the photo they want. They even have a gacha system for photo cards. Honestly, I hate parting with my money even for my diabetes meds, so I literally have no idea if this is a rip-off or a good deal. By the way, this dude looks hot as fuck. This is how K-pop companies make so much money. Some fans buy a staggering number of albums. In Japan, one fan reportedly bought one.
I placed my hand into a pond of snakes. Their bodies shifted beneath the water as they coiled my hand.
One fan reportedly bought 1,000 albums, kept the fan meeting entries, and threw the rest out on the street.
But here's the strange part. Even after hearing all of this, why do millions of people still support K-pop? Why is this industry more popular than ever?
In fact, many idol fans complain about what they see as this kind of money grab. They continue to spend large amounts of money, even knowing it's not good for them, knowing it's bad for them, and still doing it. I can't understand it. I know K-pop is beautiful too. Countless artists work hard behind the scenes, and idols are talented in every way, from singing and dancing to fan service. Their music even reduces road rage in Toronto.
K-pop idols are basically the same as high school teen movie in the US.
The only difference is that K-pop doesn't have that funny black guy character.
But this industry is far more intelligent and far more twisted. It's more like Stephen Hawking.
In a 2022 interview, Bang Si-hyuk said that HYBE's goal was to become more than just an entertainment company. And when you look at the platform they've built, it becomes clear what K-pop is really selling. The app is a Facebook for idols and fans to communicate. This kind of platform is designed around sharing everyday moments between artists and fans, including posts, photos, and live broadcasts. But I think there's another reason companies build platforms like this, one that goes beyond the revenue. From here, culinary expert Dr. Kim will explain.
In the past, I would simply grill the fish and serve it. But one day I had a doubt. Wait, why are we only selling the fish? I got some bad at steals, don't I? So, what do? I can't make delicious fishes, but at the same time, I've decided to turn every single part of this fish into a source of revenue. I cut up the head and show people what this fish is thinking. And of course, I remove the bones. This fish can't afford to show a single flaw. Finally, I cut up the tail and show the path this fish has traveled. And the best part, I don't have to do this with just one fish. I can sell other fish too, because we're the most popular fish shop in this town. And that is how the idol industry really works.
So, naturally, of course, if there's demand for it, and companies simply met the demand, what's the problem? 일단 팬들이 있는데 팬들은 자기를 좋아해서 돈을 쓰는 건데 그렇게 대놓고 공개적으로 연애를 하거나 그러면 이제 팬층을 얇아지게 만드는 이제 자기 무덤을 파는 행동이라고. An industry that sells relationship has a huge problem. It is the relationship itself.
This protest truck isn't about labor unions or politics. It's there simply because an idol was dating. In your early 20s, the age when people are supposed to fall in love, They can sing about love, but they're never allowed to fall in love themselves. This man is a first-generation K-pop idol. He was one of the biggest stars of his time, but at the age of 31, he had to hold a press conference just because he was dating.
제가 사랑하는 사람만 만나고 내가 말하고 싶은 거 사람들이 말을 못하게 해요. 나 32살이에요. Okay?
Western pop stars can commit crimes and still not get cancelled, but K-pop idols get cancelled like Joe Biden. Getting cancelled has become routine. If Kanye West were Korean, he would have gotten a job at McDonald's 2 hours after downloading Twitter.
Okay, then answer the problem. 아이돌분들이 좀 다른 분야의 가수분들에 비해서 좀 많이 사생활이나 이런 것들이 억압되어 있는 편이잖아요. 그런 거에 대해서 어떻게 생각하시나요?
그렇다고 느끼는데 그 정도로 벌기도 하니까
돈을 그 정도로 버니까. Most fans didn't buy the music in the first place. They bought an emotional relationship with the artist, and without those loyal fans, K-pop industry could never make this kind of money. Which means the companies want their idols to receive the level of attention and inclusion from the very beginning.
Recently, airport departures by K-pop idols became a major controversy in South Korea. Fans and reporters who knew their flight schedules crowded the airport. They've also been slammed for excessive security. It might be because it reminded people of someone. Trading someone's travel information is illegal, and how do fans and reporters know? Just like Reddit is full of experts on American politics, X is where you learn about K-pop.
I'm coming, I'm just putting something.
It only costs $10.
No, I don't think.
After waiting for an hour,
I'm coming, I'm just putting something on my life so it
but
doesn't stop.
out of nowhere, everyone rushed out with cameras. I wasn't even sure it was the idol I was looking for, so I just... If I'd known there'd be this many cameras, I would have dressed better. It's true, the buying and selling of airport information. The fact that the information was real and that both reporters and fans knew everything. On my way home, I had one thought. I want to give them everything I have. But seriously, I think turning someone's lives into products is something K-pop should move away from.
What do you think K-pop is really selling? Whatever it isn't music. K-pop sells emotional access. That's why fans buy over 100 albums. That's why companies recruit children in the first place. They create emotional access more effectively. Nobody is really the deal. The idols and fans make their own choices, and the companies simply follow the logic of capitalism. But can you honestly call this a beautiful industry?
This might not look like a serious issue, just supply and demand balancing itself out. That's what people would say. But that's the comfortable lie, because the real problem in this industry is something far deeper. The fact that music is no longer the product. South Korea is already globally known for its obsession with appearance and cosmetic surgery. And the K-pop system doesn't just reflect that culture, it amplifies it. It turns it into an industrial standard. Everything has to look flawless, controlled, engineered, market-ready. K-pop idols sing that you don't have to be beautiful. They sing that it's okay to be imperfect. Trust me, they're among the people who know better than anyone that reality doesn't work that way. K-pop idols are still extraordinary. Their music has genuinely saved someone's lives, and the love fans have for their idols is just as real. That should never be dismissed. But if there's one thing that's clear about this industry, this culture, it's that there's still plenty of room to improve. Like the German clothing.
우리나라 사람들이 K-팝을 좋아하는 건 정서가 우리나라에서 발생이 된 거니까 좀 더 애국심 이런 것도 있지 않을까 싶고, 또 알다시피 이제 K-팝 아티스트들이 잘생기고 이쁘고 또 시각적으로도 그런 만족감이 있어서 좋아하는 것 같고, 외국인 입장에서 봤을 때는 한국이라는 이미지를 좀 더 정확하게 이제 아이돌이라는 그런 상업으로 인해서 볼 수도 있고,
algorithm says we're a 99% match. Personally, I think the other 1% is just us waiting to see who flirts next. Ready to find out?
Discover an amazing one-of-a-kind chat experience with AI characters on Emoji.
Empty.
The plan, so to speak. My eyes when I was watching the event, as someone who had gone on tour with Charlie, I'm going, why is Terrell there? The first thing I drew my eye, it was like, why is the head of audiovisual here? He doesn't come on campus events. This is new. And then I see that he's taking the camera down. And I'm like, that's weird. No, I'm just gonna call him. I was very nervous on the phone. I asked him if I could see the back footage just to like clarify with people, like, looking out for you, Terrell. Stop the cam. I kept pressing him for 2 days and finally said, well, I'll pressing him for 2 days.
Hi, come here.
I was spending the week in Washington at a cabin in the Cascades. It was pretty far out of the major cities and was down a long dirt road with dense forest all around. Winter was just starting, so there was a little bit of snow, but nothing too much. The first 3 days were great. It was peaceful, quiet, and relaxing. But midway through the 4th day, there was a knock at the door. I had no idea who it was, or who it could have been. I walked over and opened the door, as there wasn't any other way for me to see the porch from inside the cabin. There was a man. He had a thick winter jacket on and a black wool hat. His face was pale, with red cheeks, and snow was sticking to his clothes. He'd clearly been outside for a while. "How can I help you?" The man gave a friendly smile and said he was just a bit lost and wanted to know the way back into town. I was confused. Was he trying to walk the 1-hour drive to town in the cold and snow? And how did he even get out here in the first place? Take a left here and follow it to the main road. It's a straight shot from there. I figured it wasn't any of my business, so I just told him what he asked for. He smiled and nodded. There was a strange pause for a few seconds as he just stood there, and neither of us spoke. I got uncomfortable and sat by, closing the door. I heard its boots walk off the porch soon after. It was an interesting interaction for sure, but I went back to what I was doing and forgot about it not too long after. Several hours passed. The light snowfall from earlier had started to pick up, which made me a little nervous because I wasn't sure how my car would handle the dirt roads with thick snow. To keep an eye on the weather, I went to the back door and pulled the curtains back so I could have a view from the living room. When I did, I was kind of startled. There were shoe prints in the snow, walking around the back of the cabin. Again, I was so far out that anyone just walking around here was very strange. It was hard to tell how fresh the prints were, though. I wasn't sure how long the snowfall had picked up for, so it could have been as long as several hours ago, or as soon as just a few minutes ago. My mind immediately thought back to the man who came by the door earlier. Had he gone around the cabin before going up to the door? Maybe he thought the cabin might be empty and was snooping around to find out. That would be really creepy, though. I felt really uneasy after seeing those shoe prints in the snow. It didn't help that the sun had already set, too. It was too dark, cold, and windy outside to even try to look around. I closed the curtains and went around to make sure all the doors were locked, then turned off all the lights and went to the bedroom. There wasn't a TV in there or anything, so I just pulled up a video to watch on my laptop as I laid in bed. I was trying to relax and shake the uneasy feeling I had. It took a while, like probably an hour, before I was feeling better. The steady sound of the snow outside in the dark cabin room started to make me sleepy. I shut the laptop screen and started getting ready for bed when a knock came from the front door. I physically jumped. I stood still for a moment while I just felt my mind go blank from the sudden fear that came over me. They knocked again. "Hey, it's me again. I'm still lost. It's cold out here. Can you please help me?" It was the man who stopped by earlier. Why the hell was he still around here? I opened the bedroom door so I could listen better and looked out into the main area of the cabin. It was really dark, and the man continuously knocking was extremely unsettling. But then, after, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds, the knocking stopped. The wind outside felt like it picked up. It was the only thing I could hear. I really wanted to know if he left, though, or where he went. I quietly crept out into the main room, which I knew had all the curtains and blinds closed, so he shouldn't be able to see me. Without opening the door, my only option was to look out one of the windows. It didn't have a clear view of the porch, but I could see the front of the cabin leading up to the road. I pushed the curtain aside and looked. I could see a set of footprints going up to the porch, but none leaving. He must still be at the door. I walked back and got my phone. Service was good enough to call 911. They estimated it would be 45 minutes before they would make it. I locked myself in the bedroom and waited. 10 minutes went by with not a single sound, which was really eerie, knowing he had to be just silently standing outside the door. All I heard was the heavy wind smacking against the windows. Then there was a sudden thud against the cabin. I had no idea what it was, but it sounded like it came from the front of the cabin, and it was pretty loud. But then it was silent again. I was shaking and terrified. Time seemed to move extremely slow. Eventually, red and blue lights began flashing outside the windows. Feeling relieved, I got up and started walking to the front door until I heard the officer yelling to get down. I listened as he kept yelling, and there was clearly something going on outside. Then that thud sounded through the cabin again, followed again by the officer yelling. Turned out the guy actually never left. He had climbed onto the roof of the cabin, and I guess was just sitting up there, waiting. Maybe for me to forget about it, and try to find a way in the middle of the night. I don't know. The officer made him get down and arrested him for trespassing. Other than that, the guy did well not to admit to trying anything. It seemed like he'd been outside around my cabin for the entire day though, which is really disturbing. What he was really trying to do is unknown, but it likely was something really awful. I work at a 24/7 ice cream shop. It's a really small place, like one room that maybe 10 customers could stand in at a time. The place was actually pretty popular in our small town though. It was a common hangout spot for high because the parking lot was pretty big and had unoccupied or abandoned shops next to it. It was like a strip mall, except only the ice cream shop was still open. Usually the crowds were gone by 10 though, and it would just be the occasional group of kids stopping by in the middle of the night. I worked part-time overnight shifts, typically from 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. This night, I got in and did the usual, cleaning up the mess the previous workers left for me. It only took about 30 minutes, so after that, I just sat back and waited. Around 1 a.m., a group of teens came in, but other than that, it was dead. Halfway through my shift, I got so bored that I decided to do some extra cleaning up around the back. I tossed a bunch of garbage out and headed outside to toss it into the dumpster. The dumpster was actually in the front of the shop, kind of on the side of the big parking lot, near the other abandoned shops. I walked over and tossed the trash in. The night was quiet, not even any cars out driving around. As I walked back though, I noticed a light flicker in one of the abandoned shops. I thought it had to be a reflection of a car passing by or something, but after looking at the road, and again seeing no cars, I got really confused. Was I just seeing things? I walked slower, keeping my eyes on the front windows of the store, and just waiting for something. Then it happened again. A light shined past the windows for only a It looked kind of like someone shining a flashlight around deep inside the back of the store. After that brief sighting though, it happened again, so I really had no way to confirm anything. The only part that kind of shook me about this was that the light was in the abandoned building that was attached to the ice cream shop, so it was just on the other side of the wall where I worked. I reassured myself that if it was someone in there, it was probably just some kids exploring the empty building, completely harmless. There really wasn't much else to do, aside from wait around for the rest of my shift. It was about 2 a.m. now. I leaned against the counter and just stared out the front windows, spacing out, when I heard something beside me. I looked at the wall, and it sounded again, against the other side of the wall. It was relatively quiet, though. I only noticed it because the night was completely silent. Between the sound and the light I saw in that building, it was night. Sure, someone had broken into there. I thought about possibly calling the cops, just to let them know, but my train of thought was interrupted when a customer walked in. It was always strange when a single customer came in the middle of the night, like with no friends or anything. But this guy was even more odd. He was in his 40s, and he looked very unkempt. Long, untrimmed beard, greasy hair, and a tired look all over his face. As he walked up to the counter, his stench was almost unbearable. "Welcome, Ed. What can I get for you?" He looked at the display case, then back up at me. After a few seconds of him not saying anything, he smiled, backed up, and left out the door. I whispered, "What the hell?" under my breath, really creeped out by that encounter. It was insanely odd. That, along with whatever was going on in the empty building, was making this night really unnerving. I wasn't really sure what to do, though, aside from just hope I was overthinking it and wait for my shift to end. To clear my head a bit and just have a break from it all, I sit in the back and eat, but I felt like getting some fresh air and getting out of that place. I grabbed my lunch bag and walked out to my car. I sat in there and ate while looking out the window. A few minutes passed. The night was still really quiet, and the light in the building was nowhere to be seen. Then I saw someone come around the corner of the shop, followed by another person. I recognized the jacket, being the same strange guy that came in only a few minutes ago. The other guy I hadn't seen before, but he had something in his hand. I was far away, but I was reasonably certain that it was a flashlight. I felt a lump in my throat as I watched the men go into the ice cream shop and start looking around. Not like customers looking for someone to take their order, but like angry men searching for their victim. I dialed 911. The men jumped over the counter and looked in the back room, coming back out 30 seconds later and running out of the shop. They didn't steal anything. They were definitely looking for me. They ran around the back of the building and disappeared. When cops got there, the men were gone. One of the abandoned stores had a door busted open though, so those men definitely had been in there. What they were doing is still unknown, however. It seemed like the one guy came into the shop just to see if I was alone, then went back to get his buddy. But by I happened to take my lunch in my car. If not, I don't know what would have happened. I live in a pretty old apartment. It was just cheap enough for me to live alone in, so that was the only reason I lived there. It definitely had its issues, though. Anyway, this was a regular night after getting out of work. It was late, but I'd actually gotten out of work 2 hours early. So I got home and heated up dinner, then sat on the couch to watch TV for the rest of the night. I was really tired already and wasn't planning on staying up late. The dim lighting and the soft TV only made me more sleepy. I think I was only home for an hour before calling in for the night. I turned off the TV, went to my bedroom, and fell asleep within 5 minutes. I didn't remember the weather being windy that night, and I only mentioned that because a few hours later, I woke up to a creaking sound. The building was old, so any light wind would often make it sway and cause these echoing creaks and rumbles through the walls. But again, I didn't think it was windy out, and the creak I thought I heard wasn't the same as it usually was. As all these thoughts ran in my head, the creaking started again, and it didn't stop. It was almost in this rhythmic pattern. One creak, followed by a second of silence, then another creak, again and again, sounding like it was from somewhere on the other side of my apartment. I got out of bed. My heart was pacing, but I still wasn't totally convinced that it wasn't the old building. I opened my bedroom door. There was a hallway that led down to the front door, and at the end, on either side, was the kitchen and living room. I looked down the hallway, as I could now hear that the creaking was coming from the left side. It took me a moment, but I started to realize the sound was moving across the floor. And by the time I noticed it getting louder, I couldn't even react before seeing a figure suddenly appear at the end of the hallway. My entire body tensed up and froze, but the man didn't look down at me. They kept walking, slowly across the end of the hallway. They just stared ahead, never looking down the hallway. Adrenaline pumped through me, and I moved back around the corner into my room. I didn't close the door, scared of making a sound. The creaking continued through the kitchen. A few times they stopped, and it sounded like they opened and closed a few of the cabinets before walking again. My heart was racing even faster. How did he get in? And it had to be only a matter of time before he came walking down the hallway. Just as I was thinking this, I saw his shadow move toward the end of the hallway, but again, he walked past it. The creaking moved through the living room, and then I heard the soft squeak of them sitting on my couch. Everything about this made no sense, making it even more horrifying. I crept over to my bed and got my phone, then texted 911. I was still too scared to call and risk them hearing me. The next 3 or 4 minutes were just full of tension and anxiety, knowing this guy was just on the other side of my apartment, sitting on my couch, and could at any moment get up and walk into my room. But he never did. I got a text that the officers were in the building and coming up to my door, so I gathered up my courage and sprinted down the hallway and opened the door for them. They stormed in and tackled the guy, who'd barely even gotten up from the couch. I didn't recognize the man at all. Apparently, he climbed up the side of the building and onto my balcony on the second story, which didn't even have a lock on the sliding door. It seems almost impossible to break in at my place, but the man denied everything. Said he was just trying to rob a random apartment, even though he had taken nothing and didn't even have a backpack to haul stuff in. I mean, he even sat on my couch and just chilled there, like he was waiting for something. Plus, it would have been way easier to rob a first-story unit. Part of me wonders if me getting out of work early had anything to do with this. Like, did the guy somehow know my schedule? Was that why he was sitting on the couch, thinking I wasn't home yet, and waiting for me? There's really no way to know. I think it's the uncertainty of what he's doing that really makes this event so disturbing. Like, would he try it again in the future? And was he really targeting me? Or was I just incredibly unlucky? I'm really hoping I don't have to come back with another story in the coming years. This was at the beginning of March last year. It was still winter, but the snow and cold around
didn't even like our. Oh, okay. You 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 didn't even like our.
Join the fun on Tango app. Connect with friends, share moments, and enjoy.
I created videos on TikTok for about 2 years. I managed to grow my following to 300,000 people. My videos were constantly going viral and I was doing pretty well. But a month ago, I decided to TikTok deactivate my account, and here are some of the reasons why I decided to do that. The first one, I really do not understand why we don't have a creator fund in Africa. I don't know why there's no creator fund for African content creators. We bring people on the app, we keep people on the app. The energy that we put into making the videos is a lot. And I know that TikTok says that we don't have advertisers, brands and companies do not advertise that much on TikTok, so they can't share the ad revenue with us, which I'm not sure I believe, because every time I open TikTok, there's an ad. Every time I open TikTok, like immediately when I open TikTok, I will see an ad. So I really don't understand why that is. If it is true that there are not enough advertisers that are paying TikTok in Africa, that doesn't negate the fact that we are still putting in energy and effort into creating these videos. I don't know about other people, but I feel like if I am putting in effort, if I'm promoting brands, if I'm keeping people on your app, I should be compensated in some way, shape, or form. Now, if the only thing that I'm going to get is followers and likes and comments for my hard work, for me personally, I don't think that is enough. For me, I need to, everyone knows what they are worth. Everyone decides what is worth it for them. Everyone decides that I will work for this much and get this. If a like and a follower for you is enough, then it's enough for you. For me, after 2 years, I realized, hey man, I'm not gonna eat followers. Yeah, I'm not gonna eat followers. I have bills that need to be paid, and I'm doing this full time. So it wasn't enough for me. It wasn't fair at all that we are keeping people on the app, we are providing value, we are advertising for brands, but the only thing that we get in return is popularity, followers, and likes. I saw a comment in my previous video of someone saying, imagine if all the big creators saw a video like this and they quit. That is exactly why TikTok is doing what it's doing, because all of us are thinking that we are going to be the next big creator. When I did my research, I just can't find that article right now, but I did see an article that said there are approximately 2.2 million content creators on TikTok in South Africa alone. I think there's about 16 million people who are using TikTok in South Africa alone. 16 million people that are on TikTok in South Africa alone. And in those 16 million, 2.2 are creators. If 2.2 people keep creating content because they hope that one day they will be the big creator, for me, that seems like gambling. Like, honestly, when you go play Aviator or you go bet on Betway, you are not the only one. There's so many other people that are putting in their bet there. And each and every time you bet, you are using your own money to bet and then hope that you will win one day. And when we look at things realistically and statistically, chances of you being the one are really low. And this is not me saying do not do this. I'm saying for me personally, it seems like I was playing a losing game when I could be creating content on platforms that pay me for each and every video that I make, while I am on my way to becoming that one, the chosen one, that brands will choose, that will eventually become the big star. Why not get paid? Because I am putting in effort to create the videos while I am on my way there. Now, I did have a business lab that I was running through TikTok. Again, if you have a business, service, or products that you are selling, TikTok is a very great place for you to promote those things. For me, when I look at TikTok, it's like a big marketplace. TikTok is like a big marketplace where people are selling to you all the time. It's either you're selling or you're buying. Influencers are like salespeople. For me, they are always selling you something. If you want to be an influencer, you are signing up to be a salesperson because you are going to convince other people, you're going to influence people to buy certain things. And you are using your own lifestyle before you even get paid to convince the brands that they should choose you so that you can promote their things for them. For me, it's a no. The second thing that made me create TikTok is the fact that everyone there has an opinion.
No offense, but I think we should start calling ugly girls ugly because they're starting to get very comfortable and they're starting to believe you guys when you tell them that, oh no, Queen, you're so beautiful, when you clearly can see that they're not beautiful.
When you download TikTok, when you download any of these apps, the only thing that they ask from you is your name, your cell phone number maybe, and your email. Maybe nothing else, right? There's 18-year-olds, there's 43-year-olds, there's, sometimes I would go through my followers and look at the profile pictures, and sometimes I'll be like, you know that you're putting yourself in front of people you will never know, but they know you. And sometimes I would see like creepy old men following me, even though I wasn't making like explicit content or anything like that. I was literally a mindset creator. I was talking about mindset psychology. I even did manifestation for some time. But when I looked at the people that were following me, I was like, I am actually giving myself up for people to see me and critique me. Everyone has an opinion on TikTok, whether old, young, clever person, not so clever person. Someone will leave a hate comment under my video and I open this person's profile and I'm like, in real life, like real life, this type of person wouldn't even talk to me. Not that I'm looking down on them, but it's like an 18-year-old boy who was up like they wouldn't even approach me, they wouldn't even say anything to me. But because we're on TikTok, everyone has the right of speech. This person feels like they have authority to talk to me anyhow just because I'm on TikTok. I feel like the environment is really, really toxic, especially for creators. Like if you are a creator, your whole life belongs to the people that are on TikTok. A person can wake up one day randomly and decide to make a video about you because you said one thing in your video and people will tear you apart. I feel like people on TikTok really forget that we are human beings behind the screen. Like that's a human being. That's a human being that you're talking about. That's a human being that you're talking to. And I feel like everyone feels like they have authority. Everyone feels like, they have the rights. They have the confidence. Everyone is confident on TikTok to say whatever they like. That is really, really toxic. That is too much for one's mental health. It is too much for one person's nervous system to handle. We were not supposed to be exposed to people like this. When you think about all the other careers that people take or job titles or whatever, usually you get trained, right? You go to training or you go to school for a certain number of times to become this thing, to be trained, to be able to handle this thing. As a content creator, as an influencer, you were just a normal, regular person. You decided to make videos and then all of a sudden everyone knows you. We are not professionals. I've seen a number of people where they will have an opinion about something and then they say something else. I've done that before. I've had an opinion about something. I made a video about it. And then a couple of years later, that opinion changed because I'm a person. Because each and every person on earth changes their opinion, right? My opinion changed about something. People came for me. But you said 2 years ago, no. Everyone that is online is not an expert, okay? We are talking based on our lives. Even this video that I'm making, it's my opinions. And an opinion can change. But if you are an influencer or a content creator, you have an opinion, you better stick to that opinion until you die. That is not life. You are not expected to be a human being. The third reason, I'm pretty sure you've heard about how TikTok fries your attention span. As someone who's consuming short form content, you find that you are not even able to watch a full movie anymore. I struggled with watching movies. I would watch a movie for 3 days because I keep pausing and then I go and I find myself scrolling and then come back and watch 3 days to finish one movie. That's when I was like, okay, this is not fun. And I'm pretty sure you know about this. A lot of people talk about this. But what people do not talk about is how when you are a creator, creating videos for a platform like TikTok literally takes over your whole life. Again, there's no creator fund. Let's say you're not working with brands anymore, you don't have a business that you are promoting, you don't have products or services that you are promoting, you're still on your way. I need to you believe that you're gonna be one of the Grace Mundlanas, one of the big, you're still on your way there. You need to create as many videos as you can. That algorithm push people who post a lot. I remember there was a time where I didn't post for a week because I was going through something at home, and then when I came back to post, my video doing well. It's like the algorithm punishes you or something. Like, mind you, I knew what was working for me on TikTok. I knew that's why my videos went viral consecutively. I knew what worked. I knew that this is what gets people talking, because on TikTok, comments are the ones that push the video, right? So I knew what to do. I knew if I make this video, it's gonna go viral. When I came back after a week, boop, video did not do well. The algorithm is like a beast. You need to keep feeding the beast. Now, if you have to keep feeding the beast, you need to always have content ideas. Your whole life gets swallowed by you creating content. There's people who even make up things. They literally bath, get dressed, go to a mall or go to somewhere for content only. It's taking over your entire life for a hope that one day a brand will recognize you. Now, there's nothing wrong with being ambitious and going for your dreams. Again, for me personally, it didn't seem fair, because all the time I'm spending trying to prove myself to brands, that energy exchange wasn't fair. The way that the algorithm is so demanding, you need to feed the beast. You need to keep posting, and your life gets consumed. But else here on YouTube, I can post a video, let it sit for 5 days, post again. I know the algorithm is not gonna be mad at me. I can get time to rest, to relax, and live life instead of my whole life being content creation. Reason number 4, I think it's number 4, it makes you a people pleaser. When you are a content creator on TikTok, I'm going to talk about TikTok here because I was only on TikTok. I wasn't on Instagram or Facebook or any of the other platforms. You are going to be a people pleaser. Like I said, you are putting your you for people to say anything about you. So every time you want to say something, you need to think twice. Will they like it? Will they enjoy it? Will they love it? I started content creating because I really loved sharing my thoughts, sharing my views on things. But then the TikTok algorithm and the audience, I'm talking about a very specific type of pretty that comes with a very specific type of privilege that I do not have. It does not mean I'm objectively unattractive. Hello, I own a freaking mirror. I own a couple actually, and I got no problem stopping and looking. What I'm saying is, when you are dark skinned and you have a particular set of features, it is so much easier to attract a very specific type of hate comments about how you look, and it's so annoying. Just a friendly reminder, just because you're not TikTok pretty, it does not mean...
Pointed at her fiancé's father and declared she would marry him. To her surprise, the man took her straight to bed.
Reminder, just because you're not TikTok pretty, it does not mean... Can I be great? It doesn't mean you're not pretty. That's all I'm saying. Always needed to look a certain way. And you need to understand, like I said, that is a marketplace. For me, TikTok is a marketplace. The people that are giving you beauty tips, some of them, they start off to give beauty tips, and you're thinking to yourself, what is a niche that I can go to? Oh, beauty tips. Okay, I love beauty, so let me talk about beauty. But eventually, you need to come up with other things that you need to say, right? To keep people coming on your page. So you're going to invent all these insecurities so that you have things to talk about, so that you can give tips and hacks. After 2 years on TikTok, I really sat down and I asked myself, what are you actually getting from this, Tabby? What are you actually getting from TikTok? Yes, I had a business. My business was doing well. That's another.
We'll be doing dress up. We'll be doing building today. We're going to do a building today. I'm all about building. I'm gonna show you the house that I built first, guys. I'm gonna show you the house that I built first. That's what I'm gonna do.
thing, I never wanted to be a business owner. I just wanted to share what I knew. But because the app is not paying me, I need to now monetize my knowledge and monetize my skills. I need to now have a business so that I can.
Hello. What am I going to building today? We are building. Nothing is hungry. As you can see, she's dirty. Dirty. House is loading. She's dead. She needs bathing. So yeah. When I go to the house, this is my house. Let me show you my house. We go out. This is the house that I built. The house that I built. Yeah, it's cute, cute. I want to edit. There was a dam. There's a dam on the clothes. There's a dam here. So there's a log thing. Oh no man, this is so pretty. I love this. I love this. And then we have like this. So today we're gonna be going to people's house. So we're going to people's house and ranking people's house and seeing people's house. That we'll be doing today. We're gonna go to people's house and see people's house. Oh, snow! It's snowing. It's snowing. Let me run inside. Let me run inside. Run inside. Run inside. You're outside. You're outside. You look down there, running, running, and then we're going inside. I need to go to the kitchen. I need to eat. I need to go to the kitchen. Let's come after. Let's get in the kitchen. So we're going to the kitchen. We're in the kitchen now. We're in the kitchen. So here is our kitchen. The game makes the rain come, the snow come inside. So yeah, they need to fix that. Like when I'm inside, I don't need like to have like snow. Yeah. This is our kitchen. You see kitchen. We are in the kitchen. And then here, go. I'm gonna make something that can make me stay for long. So I'm gonna be like something with a lot of satay. I don't even know how to want it. I'm gonna go for tapas at time. I don't even know what is tapas. Taps at time. Tapas at time. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna two. Yes, two. Let's do two. Yeah. So right now we are cooking. It's tapas. I have no idea how to do it. It will take like about 60 seconds. 60 seconds. 60 seconds of cooking. Take about 60 seconds of cooking. We're done with our food. We will sit and eat. Hello. So it's eating now. I have two kids. I have three kids. This is Coco. They're all dead. They're angels now. And Cody. And we have Cody. This is Cody. I have another one. Where's Kia, and then Kia, this one's the little one. I don't even know where she is. She's outside. You can only see the room. She's outside. So she's just being not outside. So I finished eating. What do I need to do now? I need to eat again so I can be full. Eat. They're eating tapas. I don't even know what it is. Tapas. It's a weird food. Now a little bit of bathing. My bathing is outside. It's cute. very, very cute and I'm lucky. So when you want to go to the bathroom, go like this, you come out like this, and you go to this cute garden with cute flowers. It's very, 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 very cute garden. And then you run. This is a mirror. This is a shower. So we have shower, and then we have a tub. I love this tub. I love this tub. It's very cute. And then we have this rug here. This is where I built it. And then I was seeing with the mirror. It's raining. And then when you move, and then you move like to go to the bath, the toilet. Look how the toilet looks. The toilet is cute. So this is the toilet. Cute. I love the toilet. And this is the view. You see the view? The view is so beautiful. I wanted to stop rain so I can go outside. And then you can move. So I need to bath, take a bath. I think I'm going to warm bath. We are done with bathing. Oh, I don't know what to do. I want to build, but it's raining. Oh, let me show you my cute pajama. What bath clothes. So this is my outfit. So when I'm bathing and sleeping. So yes, it's cute. It's cute, cute, cute. I'm holding an umbrella. I'm moving so it's moving so. I want you to see my outfit. So this is the outfit. This is the outfit. Yeah. She's cold now. She's cold because it's raining. Then put in something like wool. And I'm just spinning. I don't even know how I'm spinning. See, this is the background of my house. And this is the bathroom. I need it come here. The socks. So we need to dress this in something warm. I'm gonna go to the bedroom. First, can put something warm because it's cold. So the bedroom is downstairs. The upstairs is the bathroom, an open bathroom. I built an open bathroom with flowers, and then where you can come like when you finish bathing, when the sun can come by this side, sit and read. So this is like the table area. It's keep on raining and snowing. I don't even know what keep on snowing today. But I take a cute picture here. It looks cute. I don't know if I should take a picture. So this is the bar. I need to dress your home stuff. You come to the bedroom. This is my bedroom. I love my bedroom. I love the bedroom that I built. So you see, we have like a pond in the bedroom. This is like a pond, with the tortoise. You see, tortoise. Some cute stuff in there. Some cute flowers. And then you come and this is the bed. See the bed? This is the bed. Yeah, I love this. And this is where we come to dress up. This is my dressing up. This is the dress up. I put these cute pictures here. And then we go to the wardrobe. Oh, this is a huge mirror. This is my cat's bed. Yes, my cat's bed. And this is my wardrobe. This is where I come and then dress. Stuff like that. So I don't know what it is. Do I have another bathroom in the house? I think I do. Yes, I forgot I have another bathroom in the house. Because I usually use the bathroom outside. I keep on forgetting I put another bathroom in the house. So this is the inside bathroom. Also, it's almost similar to the outside one. This is the tub, made some flowers in there, and this is the shower, mirror, and where you wash your hands. And then this is the sink. Oh, the sink. I love this sink. I love the details on this sink. I wish I can have it like in real life. I love the details of this thing. So this is the sink and stuff, and this is the mirror. And then we go, this is the shower. And then we go, this is poop area. This is where my cats, this is where they poop. And this is their bath. I need to do their bath nicely. It's stuck inside the wall. I need to fix their bathroom. So this is their what's their bath? I forgot. Oh, I need to remove those. Those will make it difficult. So here, I need to move it. Yeah. I need to bring it out a little bit. So here. Much better. Much better. Better now. They bring new stuff. I didn't see that they bring new stuff. Decorate. Yes. Oh, this is a cute dog. They brought new stuff like this. And this is the cat section. I don't know what to buy for my cat. My cat is. What is this? I own this. I have it. I don't even know what it is. This is when we are building like mountains. If you want mountains or a dam or whatever, this is where you come and build your stuff. I'm planning to extend my house. I don't know if I should extend or I should buy new lands. Oh, I love this. This is so pretty. This is my living room. When you come to the living room, we have this green patrol. I love this, so beautiful. And then we go, and then I have two houses. This is the first one. And then we go like we have this one, the table. You see, this is the table. And then we have like the TV area. This is the TV area. I don't know what I did. If it's nice, do I need to put like a picture on the wall there under the TV to make it look much nicer? I have these two things. I don't know, two sculptures. And then the couches. And then we have like almost flowers with the flower area. And then we have like I don't know, subwoofers area. We have a subwoofer area. And then we leave it's joined between the bathroom, and then we come to my bedroom. You enter. This is the main door. You enter. When you enter, oh, the door. This is the door. When you enter, we have a corner of books here with a mirror and these cute lights. They are very adorable. I love them. I wish I had them in real life. And then we move, we go flowers. We go to this thing. This thing is cute. It's very beautiful. I have a TV, so this is when I'm sleeping on my bedroom. You see, when I'm sleeping at my bed, we spin. When I'm sleeping at my bed, there, the TV is here. The TV is here, so I'll be watching TV. At least I'm sleeping on my bed. I have this thing on the wall. I don't even know what it is. I think it's a deer head or a deer. I don't know if it's a deer or what. Antelope. I don't know what is it. I don't know what is it. But I have this thing. And I have these beautiful flowers. Oh, in my shoe area. I love my shoes. We have a whole steps inside. This is the pond, and then we have steps, and we have steps, we have steps, we have steps. So I need to change. I need my thing to come and change because so I need to change because my little thing is cold. Nice come. Hey Shimmer. She just start some. Where she like to start some. Where she start. Okay. So come here a bit because I need to change. I need to change. I don't should have done that. I'm gonna do the wardrobe. I love these flowers. Come here, I love it. We're going for dressing up. So we're going to dress up. What am I going to? Because it's cold, so we need something warm. We want the bath, so this is the bath area. This is stuff for bathing, outfits for bathing. Yes, everything. But we have outfits. So outfits, we have this one that I'm wearing. In outfits, we have this one that I'm wearing. And we have this one. This is the sofa for bathing. I love this, I love this, I love this, so cute. And then we have this one. I don't know why I paint this one red. Just nice, cute satin robe. This is the cutest. I'm gonna put the satin one, but I'm gonna dye it. What color should I dye it? I don't know what color I should dye it, but I want to dye it. I'm gonna dye it. My favorite color is purple. I'm gonna dye purple. Yes, purple. Purple. Yes. And then I'm gonna put what orange. Orange. Pink. Yes, pink. I need this pink. I need this strong pink. This is I need this pink. I need this strong pink. Yeah, this one. Should we go with the soft pink? Yeah, this one. I love this one. I love this one. And then on the flowers, what pink flowers? I put pink. I put in pink flowers. Yes. See. On the shoes and socks. Let's see on the shoes and socks. We have one pair of socks. And the bathing one. Shoes. We have this one that I'm wearing right now. As you can see, the pieces does not go up when you use this dressing, but there's these cute ones. Oh my god, they're so adorable. See how cute they are. And there's this one, fluffy. There's this one. Hey, I think this is Chinese button shoe. There's this one. The other one just look like, and there's this one. So if I wear this one, I'm gonna wear this one that I'm putting right now. I'm gonna dye them to pink. So pink, and then on the hair, I need to change. I need to put it at least a nice hair. Then I have like this one. Then I'm checking here. There's this one, this is for batting. So let's go down and see. I have a lot of hair. A lot. I'm gonna go batting. So say batting outfit. We're doing batting outfit.